Peace and grace to you, beloved. You are not here by accident. Something far greater than you can see has guided your spirit to this very moment. What you're feeling right now, that soft pull in your heart, the weight you can't explain, it's not just emotion. It's alignment. Divine timing. The heavens have opened a window, and you've been drawn here for a reason. This is not a coincidence. It's a confirmation. You've been searching, not always with your words, but with your tears, your silence, your restless nights. And heaven heard every whisper. The angels have been watching. They've seen the ache in your spirit, the questions you couldn't ask out loud. And now, they are sending this word. Heaven is speaking to you now, not in thunder or fire, but in a soft and personal message. The silence you're facing is not empty. It's sacred. There is someone who holds you in their heart more deeply than you realize. But they are quiet, and heaven wants you to know why. Type "I receive" in the comments, not just to agree, but to awaken. You are not alone in this. Let the message begin. Angels say someone is afraid to lose you forever, and that's why they're silent. Your spirit already knows this. You've sensed it, in the long pauses, the unspoken words, the distance that feels too loud to ignore. This silence isn't simple. It carries weight, history, emotion, and a deep, unspoken fear. Heaven reveals this now. The person who went quiet did not stop caring. In fact, their silence is louder than words ever could be. It's not rejection. It's protection, from their own vulnerability, their own unhealed places, their fear of not being enough for someone like you. They've been watching from afar, wondering if the door is still open. But they're frozen, not by lack of feeling, but by the depth of it. You carry something sacred. And sometimes, people don't walk away because they don't care. They walk away because they care so much, they fear they'll break it. This is your confirmation. You were not left because you were unworthy. You were paused, because heaven knew something needed healing first, in them and maybe in you too. But even in silence, heaven is still speaking. And right now, it's telling the truth your heart already suspected. You've felt the ache of silence like a storm behind your ribs. Days went by, and still, no message, no call, no trace of the closeness you once knew. It felt like being erased without explanation, like standing in a room once full of warmth, now emptied without warning. But heaven sees it all. The heartbreak, the restless questions, the quiet prayers said through clenched teeth and tired eyes. You've wondered if you imagined the connection. You've questioned if you were too much, if somehow your love chased them away. But the truth is far more sacred than your pain can yet see. This wasn't abandonment. It was alignment, divine, uncomfortable, and necessary. God never wastes pain. He transforms it. And what felt like loss was actually a holy repositioning. You were not being punished. You were being preserved, held back from settling for someone who wasn't fully ready. Not yet. Because his thoughts are not your thoughts, and his ways are not your ways. As it is written in Isaiah, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Let that settle in your chest. Your pain had purpose, and heaven is still writing the story. You didn't lose them. You were paused, for heaven's protection. What felt like abandonment was actually a divine rearrangement. Not to break you, but to bless you. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Sometimes, God will allow silence to speak what words cannot, to slow down what's moving too fast, to reset what's misaligned, to protect what's not yet ready. Beloved, the space between you and that person is not empty. It is sacred. It is being filled by unseen hands, rearranging timelines, restoring identities, refining intentions. You didn't lose people. You didn't push them away. Heaven cleared the way for something more aligned, more healed, more holy. The angels are making room. The silence is not punishment. It's preparation. God is removing distractions. He is rearranging hearts. And He is not just changing your circumstances. He is changing you. Let that truth fall softly into your soul. You are not waiting for something broken to return. You are being shaped to receive something whole. Even now, Heaven is placing things in order. You're not being forgotten. You're being faithfully remembered, in every quiet moment. There have been signs, subtle, sacred signs, whispers in your spirit that wouldn't leave you, dreams that lingered longer than sleep, names that echoed in strange places, a pull in your chest to places you've never been, or places that suddenly feel different. This is not your imagination. It's not coincidence. It's divine coordination. Heaven has been guiding your steps, even in silence. You've felt it, that sudden stillness when their name crosses your mind, that wave of warmth for no reason at all, that urge to pray when you weren't even sure what for. These are not accidents. They're assignments, divine fingerprints across your daily life, telling you that something sacred is underway. And as it is written in Matthew, "Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you." You've been seeking. You've been knocking. And now, the door is being prepared to open, not by your strength, but by divine design. Nothing is random. Not the timing. Not the delays. Not the silence. Heaven is not late. Heaven is intentional. Let that truth settle in your soul. You are being aligned, not denied. You've wondered if you were too much, too emotional, too open, too deep for this world that moves fast and feels shallow. But the angels want you to know, you are not too much. You are exactly right. Your sensitivity is not a flaw. It's a spiritual gift. Your open heart is not a weakness. It is the doorway Heaven uses to reach others. Don't let silence convince you that you're forgotten. Don't let someone's fear make you question your worth. You are not too late. You are not too broken. And you are certainly not disqualified. The enemy tried to use delay to break your confidence. But even delay is under divine control. Even silence bends to the will of the one who sees the end from the beginning. As it is written in Romans, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." You're not being punished. You're being perfected. The heartbreak didn't ruin you. It refined you. The silence didn't destroy you. It deepened you. Let that settle. You are not falling behind. You are rising through it. The one who is silent is wrestling with what they cannot yet say. But Heaven is still speaking through you. There is someone who holds your name in the quiet corners of their heart. Even now. Even still. This person, they are not your past. They are part of your promise. They carry a weight in their spirit that matches yours. Not just love, but purpose. Not just affection, but covenant. They've been through fire too. They've walked through storms, silence, and soul ache. They've questioned their worth. They've wrestled with timing. And like you, they've felt the tension between holding on and letting go. But what makes them yours is not the timing, not the perfection, not even the romance. It's the recognition, soul deep, spirit true. They are not fantasy. They are fulfillment. You're not waiting on a fairy tale. You're being prepared for a divine appointment. This person, they are real. Heaven is shaping them even as heaven shapes you. Every delay is not denial. It is divine development. You are not forgotten by them. You are being remembered every time their soul whispers for something real. And beloved, that whisper keeps sounding like you. Let this be your quiet confirmation. The one you are waiting for is also being prepared for you. When the moment comes, you won't feel confusion. You won't feel fear. You'll feel peace. Deep, grounding, undeniable peace. You'll know it's them, not by appearance, but by alignment. The connection won't need to be forced. The timing won't need to be chased. Your soul will whisper, "It's them," and everything in you will be still. There will be a knowing, not in the mind, but in the spirit. A stillness in your chest. A breath that feels like home. The walls you once held high will soften, not because you're weak, but because you're safe. As it is written in Philippians, "And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through Christ Jesus." That's how you'll know. Not by butterflies, but by calm. Not by sparks, but by security. Not by how they look, but by how they see you. And you'll recognize the silence they once hid behind was only the beginning of a deeper sound, the sound of healing, return, and restoration. This love will not chase you in fear. It will meet you in peace. Now pause. Let this truth sink deep. Heaven is not just speaking, it's inviting. You are not just a listener to this word. You are a participant in its release. Right here, right now, speak this aloud. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. Say it again, not from your mind, but from your spirit. I am ready for what heaven has prepared for me. And now, type it in the comments. This is not just affirmation, it is activation. When you declare it, you come into agreement with what God is already doing. Your words carry power. Your agreement carries movement. Let heaven see your yes. Type it boldly. Speak it with trust. And watch how the atmosphere begins to shift. The shift is already happening. Even before you typed it. Even before you whispered, "Yes." Heaven had already started moving. You are not waiting anymore. You are walking into it. This is not delay. This is divine unfolding. Like morning light rising through the clouds. Slow, certain, unstoppable. Your yes has been heard. Your posture of readiness has been honored. Now, timelines are being realigned. What seemed impossible is being restructured. What felt distant is being drawn near. Heaven is not silent. Heaven is strategic. It's not just answering prayers, it's orchestrating promises. That person who's been silent, they've felt the stirring too. Not in words, but in their spirit. And soon, what they've carried quietly will begin to surface, not by pressure, but by purpose. Let that settle in your chest. You are not chasing something. You are receiving something. As you move forward, not perfectly, but faithfully, doors will open. Clarity will come. And what you once questioned will begin to make divine sense. This is the motion of heaven, and you, beloved, are standing right in the center of it. You're not the only one who's been feeling this. You're not the only one who's been asking heaven for clarity. On the other side of this silence, is someone who has cried the same prayers, who has wrestled with emotions they didn't know how to name, who has tried to distract themselves, but couldn't ignore the pull. They didn't walk away because they stopped caring. They pulled back because they were afraid to lose something they didn't yet know how to hold. They asked God for someone real, someone steady, someone who wouldn't just love them, but see them. And when you showed up, they weren't ready for the weight of that answer. It shook something in them, exposed wounds they hadn't faced, awakened desires they'd buried beneath fear and past failure. But they haven't forgotten. Not you. Not the feeling. Not the way their spirit settled in your presence. You were different. You were holy ground. And they've been walking barefoot ever since, trying to understand why nothing else feels right anymore. This is their journey, too. And heaven is holding both of you in the same palm. Because destiny doesn't belong to one, it belongs to both. Don't be surprised if the person heaven sends doesn't look like the image you imagined. They may not fit the list. They may not check the boxes. But they will carry the key to your peace, the key to your purpose, the key to a love that heals, not harms. God often wraps sacred things in unexpected packages, because what is real is rarely what is predictable. They may speak slower than you hoped. They may carry a past that makes you pause. They may not be your type, but they'll be your truth. As it is written in 1 Samuel, For the Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Heaven doesn't match faces, it aligns souls. What matters is not how they appear to others, but how they anchor you, how your spirit exhales around them, how your heart remembers what peace feels like. This connection won't always make sense to the world, but it will make perfect sense to your soul. This was never just about romance. It was never just about butterflies or chemistry or candlelight moments. This connection carries assignment. It carries purpose. It carries legacy. Heaven isn't just sending you someone to love. Heaven is aligning you with someone to build with, to heal with, to rise with. This is more than emotional fulfillment. It's generational restoration. When the two of you come together, something shifts in the spirit. Cycles begin to break. Patterns begin to fall. Old wounds begin to heal, not only in you, but in those around you. You will be co-laborers in grace. Your union will not be about perfection. It will be about obedience. It will reflect heaven's idea of covenant, two becoming one, not just in heart, but in divine intention. As it is written in Ephesians, Now unto him that is able to do exceeding abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh in us. That power is already working, in you, in them, in the unseen space between you both. This love story is also a mission, and when the time comes, you won't just fall in love. You'll walk in purpose. Now breathe. Let your soul rise into this moment. You've heard the word. You've felt the shift. Now it's time to seal it. Say this out loud. I am prepared and expecting what heaven has ordained for me. Say it again, not with fear, but with faith. I am prepared and expecting what heaven has ordained for me. This is not just a sentence. It is a signal, a sound in the spirit that says, I agree with heaven's plan, even if I don't yet see it. Now, type it. Type, prepared and expecting, in the comments. Let it echo beyond the screen. Let it travel into the atmosphere. Let it serve as a declaration that you are no longer afraid to receive. This is a prophetic moment, and your voice is the door. You are not hoping anymore. You are holding space. You are not just waiting. You are welcoming. Heaven is not confused. Heaven is coordinated, and your declaration is unlocking what's already been set. This is already on its way to you. Not someday, not maybe, but in the timing that aligns with your highest good. You haven't been overlooked. You haven't been denied. You've been preserved, set apart for something that cannot be rushed or replaced. Your angels are not panicked, they're positioned. Heaven is not silent, it's strategic. And your soul has not been abandoned, it's being anchored. You're not being teased by heaven. You're being trusted with a promise bigger than your understanding. So walk gently, wait faithfully, and remember this: what belongs to you will not pass you. What has been sealed in the Spirit cannot be stolen in the natural. And what heaven started, heaven will finish. As it is written in Isaiah, "Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert." Let this be your confirmation. Let this be your calm. Let this be your sign that what once felt silent is about to speak in full. Your miracle is in motion.